A very good morning to all of you. Students, as we were doing chapter number 5 accounting equation, and as in the previous class I told you, today I'm going to teach you basic format of preparing accounting equation. Let us first start with that.
Students, let's consider one question which says use accounting equation to show the effect of the following transactions of Messrs Royal Traders. Now, for example, in this question it has been given that you are starting business with cash. Now the very first you're going to do is to create a format. Since all of you can see, I have created these lines, and now I'm going to begin how you are going to write each and everything where. Firstly, we are going to write it down. Transactions. Alright. The very next stage, assets, and your assets should be equal to your liabilities. I'm going to divide equally half portion, and within the center I'm going to write this down: liabilities plus capital. Alright students, I hope everything is visible to you. Clear. Now moving on, since the question says started business with cash, so the very first thing which you are going to record is started business with cash. Now the next thing comes up is your accounts being affected. The first account being affected is your cash, and the second account being affected is your capital. Now as you all can see, besides this first transaction, in this particular row only I'm going to write the amount rupees 1,20,000. 1,20,000. In the similar way, 1,20,000. Students, no other account has been opened yet, because we have just begun the question, as well as we have only begin with the transaction number 1, that is started business with cash. Alright. Now for second equation says purchased goods for cash rupees 10,000. Now let's say we have purchased goods for cash. Now since two accounts affected, one of them is cash and the another one is your stock. Alright. Purchased goods for cash. I'm going to write this negative 10,000 below your cash column and plus 10,000 below your stock column. Alright. And since before this there was no stock creation, thus I'm going to put 0 over here. In the similar way, since no capital creation, I'm going to put plus 0 over here. Now the very next thing comes up is closing your this first two transactions. How we are supposed to do? We are going to put up one line over here which goes by like this. Because we have to create one new equation. Now the new equation comes up to be 1,20,000 minus this 10,000, which gives you 1,10,000 plus 10,000 is equal to, since nothing has been created yet, For the time being, I'm presuming no liability has been created. Plus 1,20,000. Now here you can see rupees 1,10,000 is equal plus 10,000 gives you rupees 1,20,000, which is exactly equal to your 1,20,000. This means your accounting equation is balanced. Moving on to transaction number 3, which says rent received rupees 5,000. Students, you are receiving the rent over here. And as we discussed, any kind of expense or any kind of revenue will be. Now rent received rupees 5,000. It will be added in your cash column as well as in your capital. Reason being, rent, whenever you're receiving any kind of revenue or an income, it will be added in your capital, or if you are considering rent paid, that is your expense that is deducted from your capital. Now we are again going to balance this equation. And again we are going to write it down, new equation. Here also no account has been affected. No other account has been created besides cash, stock and capital yet. This gives us 1,15,000 plus 10,000 is still equal to your rupees 1,25,000. Now moving on to another transaction. The another transaction says, suppose your salary is outstanding. Salary outstanding amounts to rupees 2,000. So as we know, salary outstanding affects two accounts. Salary outstanding. Now any outstanding expenses, since outstanding expenses are liability, you are going to create the very first account under your liabilities section, which says outstanding expenses, and corresponding to this row you're going to record that amount, which is rupees 2,000. And since this outstanding expense is an expense, ultimately it will be again reducing your capital. It has not yet been created, thus we are going to put 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 over here. It will indicate that fourth number of transaction indicates outstanding expenses. Plus sign needs to be put everywhere. Alright students, moving on to next. Again we are going to close this equation. Now it will give us 0 plus 0, that is 1,15,000 plus 10,000 remains equal to 2 lakh plus 1,23,000. Alright students, moving on to next question. Next question says prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance amounting to rupees 1,000. Prepaid insurance affects again your two accounts. One being your prepaid expenses, as well as one being your cash, since you have paid cash in advance. Thus, very initial moment you are going to reduce this 1,000 from your cash, and the very next second account if being affected is your prepaid expense Thus, you are going to record prepaid expense under your asset section, and correspondingly, you are going to increase that 1000 below that. You're going to put 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, indicating no account by the name of prepaid expenses existed before your transaction number 5. 0 over here, 0 over here, 0 in your capital section again. Alright, now again we are going to close this equation. Which will give you rupees 1,14,000 plus 10,000 plus 1,000 is equal to 2,000 plus 1,25,000. As you can see, after each and every transaction, my assets is equal to my liabilities and my capital. Alright students, moving on to next transaction, which says goods destroyed by fire. As we discussed, the goods destroyed by fire reduces your stock, as well as it is an expense, it is a loss, thus loss again affecting your capital. Now stock has already been created. You are going to reduce, I'm so sorry, this has been written, negative 500 below your stock, as well as you're going to reduce your capital also by that corresponding amount. No cash has been brought in. This plus sign will remain. This negative, this bracket will indicate that this amount is negative over here. Alright, now we are going to again close this account and move on to our final equation, because this was our last transaction. Since this was our last transaction given in the question, then we are going to write over here as final equation. Here we used to write new equation. However, when your question last transaction is over there, you're going to write it down as final equation, which says 1,14,000 being representing your cash, 9,500 representing your stock, 1,000 as your prepaid expenses, 2,000 as your outstanding expenses, and 1,24,500 as your capital. Now students, this was the basic accounting equation format which we discussed today, and as I told you, this is the format through which we are supposed to prepare our accounting equation. Now students, we need to learn some basic formulas. The basic formulas which we are going to use in this chapter to solve our chapter 5 accounting equations as well. Since we all know the basic accounting equation says total assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. And as we all know, capital is also known as the owner's equity, or we can even represent this formula as total assets minus capital will give you your liabilities. Or in the similar way, if we are going to deduct total assets minus liabilities, it will be giving us our capital. So basically, in any way, if any question comes up where you have to calculate your liabilities, so in short, you are going to deduct capital from total assets, or to calculate capital, so you have to deduct your liabilities from total assets. Alright. Now on these bases only, we have few basic formulas. Students, we have closing capital is equal to closing assets minus closing liabilities.
Ma'am, why we are taking this differently as total assets or closing capital, closing liabilities? Reason being, you will be given in the question that your capital ending on 31st March so and so year, your capital as on this year 1st April 2020, 1st April 2019, whatsoever the case may be. So the beginning of the year will be taken as your opening capital. However, at the end of the year, you will be considering it as your closing capital. Students, as we all know, if in our capital additional capital is being introduced, we sum up with that. This means opening capital plus additional capital brings you your new capital. However, if the question talks about drawings, we always reduce that drawings from our capital. Thus, new equation comes up to be opening capital plus additional capital minus your drawings. And the question even asks, or question even says about your profit or loss, if any. If there is a profit, we always add into our capital. However, if there is a loss, we always reduce our capital by that corresponding amount. Basically, we are saying opening capital if given in the question, as well as additional capital is given. We are going to add that opening capital in our additional capital, and we are going to reduce our drawings from that. We are going to add our profit if there is any. However, if there is loss, we are going to reduce that loss. This whole will give us our closing capital as on the year ending 31st March, whatsoever the year may be in the question. So, your total assets is equal to liabilities plus closing capital, which includes your profit here. Alright, where profit is even or can be even calculated. How? Closing capital plus drawings. As you can see in the second formula, drawings are being reduced when we are going to calculate closing capital. But if we are asked to calculate profit, then we are going to add that drawings in closing capital. We are going to reduce our additional capital as well as our opening capital also. So basically, equation 2 and equation of profit are interrelated to each other. If there are no drawings or additional capital being given in the question, then our profit is equal to closing capital minus opening capital, which means you are given with the question as your opening capital as well as your profit. So if you are going to add opening capital plus profit, it will give you a closing capital. This means there was no additional capital or drawings in the question. Total equity is equal to owner's equity plus creditor's equity. Now, what do we mean by the word owner's equity plus creditor's equity? Owner's equity represents your capital only. Alright, and the word creditor's equity means liability. You may come across with this terminology also regarding your liabilities. That is why we have mentioned it over here. Alright, this means total equity. I'm not talking about total assets, I'm saying total equity. It represents your owner's equity plus creditor's equity. Now your owner's equity is equal to opening owner's equity. That is, for example, in the previous question you had opening capital. Opening owner's equity plus revenue minus expenses. That will give you your profit again. Whenever you are going to deduct any expense from your revenue, it will give you your profit. So basically, closing owner's equity is equal to opening owner's equity plus revenue minus expenses if given in the question any. Now on the basis of this, we have taken two questions. Sahil commenced business on 1st April 2017 with a capital of rupees 5 lakh. On 31st March 2018, students, as you can see over here, 1st April 2017, April 1st, this is the opening capital. However, 31st March 2018 will talk about the end of the year. This means his assets at the end of the year were rupees 7,80,000 and liabilities were rupees 70,000. We have been asked to calculate closing capital and profits. Very easy. Closing capital is equal to closing assets minus closing liabilities. Since closing assets as on 31st March 2018 has been given as 7,80,000 and liabilities also given on that date, this we are able to calculate our closing capital. Now the question asks about profit. Profit says closing capital minus opening capital, because no additional drawings, no additional capital and no drawings have been mentioned in this question. Thus we are presuming it to be 0. Profit is equal to closing capital minus opening capital, giving you your profit as rupees 2,10,000. I hope this question is clear to you all. Proceeding to the next, we have Sarah started business on 1st April 2017 with a capital of rupees 7,50,000. Again, this is your opening capital, and a loan of rupees 2 lakh taken from PNB. This is your liabilities. On 31st March 2018, assets were rupees 15 lakh. 31st March 2018, this is your closing assets. Find capital on 31st March 2018 and profits made or losses incurred during the year. Students, closing capital is equal to closing assets minus closing liabilities. Since question is not talking about any other liability, thus we will presume 2 lakh being as our closing liability only. Closing assets minus closing liability gives you your closing capital, and in the similar way we have been asked to calculate profit. Closing capital minus opening capital will give you your profit. Alright. Now for say in this question only, additional capital has been introduced and Sarah has withdrawn rupees 40,000 for personal purposes. Then your profit will be closing capital plus drawing minus additional capital minus opening capital, as we discussed in this slide. That is, profit is equal to closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital minus opening capital, giving you your profit at the end of the year. This completes your accounting equation chapter in whole. Each and every point of the accounting equation has been discussed in all the videos. Kindly go through them and watch them and come up with your doubts in your doubt session classes. Notes as well as assignments will be uploaded on ERP. Have a nice day, students. Stay safe, stay home.